One part of my experience growing up was being a lifeguard. Along the way, I needed to actually practice my skills 3 times performing CPR, twice on children.
It's scary. I think in the 7 years when I was running the white salmon pool, we had, a handful, probably less than 10 saves of kids who were truly in trouble. Lifeguards or myself just snagged them right out of the water and got them up on the side. And the thing that really stands out in my mind is what would have happened had those kids been in any other natural body of water that we have, rivers and lakes in this area, which we have an abundance of. Teaching these kids how to swim is so very important, not so much for in the pool, but because of the amount of bodies of water we have here in Klickitat Canyon.
So I would say that about 50% of the kids that start the youth center can't swim or couldn't swim. And by the end of a summer at the white salmon pool, we had a 100% success rate of the kids being able to swim.
Yeah, the amount of kids where it was their first exposure to any kind of swimming lessons was fairly high, yeah. There's definitely an underserved population of kids in our area, and those typically would be the kids that would go down to the marina and swim in that water, and it's frightening to think that kids would go down and get into that water and not know how to swim, and then they get into trouble. And
having a pool locally, I think, is a really important factor of that, because there's a lot of families around here with not a lot of income, not a lot of agency to go to other places and pay for swimming lessons and things like that. And with the pool right here in White Salmon, I just think that there would be a lot more access to it for everyone around here. And I think that is really important. You never know when knowing how to swim could save your life.
Our rivers around here are very swift flowing a lot of the time, and people can get caught off guard very quickly.
For safety, like if they go on a fishing trip with their parents, or if they find themselves near the edge of a river or a lake, I mean, just walking around on the sandbars, you never know when it's going to drop off, and all of a sudden, I hope you can swim.
Part of the learning to swim that is so very important is that if you do not learn how to swim as a child, then you become an adult who doesn't know how to swim. So we set up a swimming lesson program through the elementary school, which was just an amazing opportunity for kids who normally would not get the opportunity to participate in a swimming lesson for various reasons, whether it's their location or cost. Yeah, it was great because we would just spend a couple of weeks of kids coming over every day, so that repetitive learning was there. And we really taught a lot of kids how to swim who may otherwise have not been able to swim, and it was a great partnership between the pool and the school. Yeah, you can teach anybody to swim really in any body of water. The problem with doing it in anything other than a pool is you introduce other fears. Depth is one, clarity of the water is another. If a kid can't see where their feet are, they're probably going to be more worried about that than they are learning how to swim. And at least in a swimming pool, it's a fairly controlled environment, and especially temperature-wise. Also, it's a safer situation because you also have lifeguards at a pool watching just specifically for trouble, in addition to instructors that are teaching them how to swim.